What is up? Overpass Racers. We're here for part 2 of my gameplay review impressions. The first time we did it, I had nothing unlocked. I had none of the experience boosts or any of the boons, any of the parts. And I feel like a game that's like this, that's a sim game, first impressions can be really deceiving. Because sometimes somebody will give you a first impression like, oh, I didn't like it, it did this. But they didn't really unlock anything or level up or really get the gameplay experience. It's like playing to level 10 in an MMO and then feeling like you know what endgame is going to be like. Nah, you don't have a clue. So anyway, let's dig into this. I now have all of the vehicles with the exception of a few that you have to do specific events that I've not got to those events yet. But I'd say I've got like 95% of the vehicles unlocked. I've got all the parts to go with it. So in this case, just between these two, there's the same RZR Pros or the Razors. But you see those got like, kind of like more of a like a crawl-in tire, and then those have got those like paddle-looking tires for the mud, and then we've those tires seem to be work the best for my overall quad. And then we got the rock bouncer with two different sizes of tires, and then there's also different suspensions. You can see that there's blue shocks in that one, and there's the green ones, and some of those are for mud. Those have the orange shocks, those have the green ones. So depending on what discipline I get into, different parts make a huge difference really on just the handling of the vehicles. And then I've got all the money. I've got all the cars like leveled up. Like we're actually ready to go. I've also got this skill tree as well. And this is something that if you guys are watching reviews from anybody else, I guarantee you they didn't do this. Like my staff, fully leveled up 3-star staff. And they're really like good roles on my staff there. And then when we go into R&D, show me another reviewer that's got every single one of these unlocked that went through the process of just playing the game so you guys can get some honest feedback. And so we've got it. I've got everything unlocked. You get 5% extra there, 10% for different surfaces, different percentages for crawling up rocks and stuff. So now I know what like we actually are going to get when you play the video game. And I think that's really important. There's so many people that'll just give you a review and they played the game for an hour and then they're like, oh, this is not even a good game. Well, now I can tell you really discernibly like what I'm experiencing with it. So we'll start passing the time. Apparently we just upgraded something. Let me see what we upgraded. Let me go what R&D said for us there. We will claim whatever that was. It's an engine for one of the other Yamahas. I started just unlocking parts for cars I wasn't even really utilizing. And the way you do that is you just go in, pick whatever vehicle you want. I think I'm working on that Yamaha. It was this one. No, it was this one. And then I think we're working on the engine. And then you click start upgrade. And then it goes through that. And so as days progress, as you go through the game, week after week, day after day, you'll see that I've got like 3 days left on the middle thing here, 4 days left there, 10 days some tires, 7 days for tires. I just started on trying to unlock all the tires. So I've really put an honest effort into playing this game for you guys, so that way I can tell you like discernibly, hey, this is good and this is what I don't like, but at least I played the game to give you an honest thing. I do like that you can simulate. Like, you can kind of just send the AI out to participate for you. But for the sake of this review, I'm going to do this full weekend with the proper stuff. So that way you guys can get an idea. So, looking over at our obstacles, we can see that we've got everything. We got pond, verticals, angle tires. Like, it looks like an obstacle course we're going through. Ground types is water, wood, rubber, and mud. Time of day is the evening. There's going to be some light rain. So, we're going to go in there. We're going to pick our vehicle. Ideally speaking, we're going to want to set this up for like some rain and some mud. So it's fully leveled up. It's ready to go. We'll start the race. Mud tires were absolutely the right choice. Our meteorologist might have got this one right. It looks like somebody already got their truck stuck on the sidelines back there. So
5, 4,
3 minutes
3,
is the time to beat.
2, 1, go.
These are automatic, so we just shift into drive and then just send it. One thing I have not been able to work with or fix is the camera. So the views are okay. There's a lot of different views. But I feel like the camera is attached to the back bumper of that vehicle. So it's like almost like we're on like a 10-foot pole up behind it. So every bump we hit, every jarring rock or whatever that might be, it really throws the vehicle for a pretty hard jostle. And that's kind of hard to, I guess, view or follow. The handling is super, super better now that we've got everything upgraded and we've actually got the right equipment. We've got a vehicle that's kind of set up for it. So I would say that if you are into off-road games, this is a cool off-road game. I think that there's a lot of games that kind of try to do everything. This game really tries to do one thing, and that is give you like an off-road like event experience. I would like there to be more suspension travel. I'd like it to be a little softer with the physics and whatnot. It feels a little rough. The handling is a little bit to be desired, but that's a lot based on terrain type. I forgot we're in manual transmission. The degradation of the tires or the suspension based on like going over different obstacles and stuff like that is kind of cool. I do not think this game is for everybody. Personally, it's not really something that I would pick up a lot of because I really don't like a lot of single player games, and that seems to be the only component that this game really has effectively right now. Left seesaw too early. You gotta let me know it's a seesaw, bro. Oh yeah, we're stuck. We're high center. That's super cool. Everybody loves that. The events are cool. You don't play the same event over and over and over again like a lot of other games. It seems to be that like there's a lot of unique events and different challenges and different cups. I was just going full Pepega and just flying through stuff, and come to find out like that's not really the best way. It really tears up your equipment, and then you've got a broken vehicle for the back half of whatever you're doing. And so in some cases slow and steady is really what wins the race. And it's not really designed for you to necessarily win every race. It's kind of designed for you to like do as good as you can in a season, unlock more funding for the next season, do stuff of that nature. So it's cool in that factor. The graphics, it's not a next gen title in that sense. Like it doesn't feel like they're super fleshed out. But there's very few other games where you can go get a Polaris or a Yamaha or, you know, insert brand that you like here. And so Arctic, you know, whatever. There's some really cool vehicles for that. I'm not in love with the game. You know, I'm not even going to pretend that it's anything other than mid at best in my mind. But that's because I would typically not even really pick up a game like this because I'm an online racer. I mean, if I could run 4 or 5 people deep on this track and we're fighting for position and we're crashing and flipping over each other, that'd be a whole different experience, and I'd be all about that. But I haven't really received that. And I've tried to go online a handful of times, and I think, oh, there's that seesaw we left too early again. Oh, well, whatever. Thug life, we send it. I think that has a lot to do with just the low adoption rate for how kind of boutique this game is. But from my initial impressions, it's improved. I don't mind it nearly as much as I originally did. Some of the silly stuff where your vehicle is just broken out of the gate and you're driving this broken car, I haven't experienced quite as many of those as I did before. Once I started leveling stuff up and really getting into it, I started to really enjoy that. So we'll do this quad race here. It looks like we're doing mud, asphalt in the morning. The weather's foggy. It's probably raining, but our dude won't tell us. These tires are definitely the best for this ATV. This ATV's got the most horsepower.
5.
Yeah, mud. Absolutely. Look at all that mud, you guys.
1, go.
But you guys will get to see the rock bouncers here in a second. But you'll see since mine's so upgraded that we can just go full Pepega and get really cruising through this stuff. We ejected our dude. And to be honest, I feel like... Oh yeah, by the way, there's no air controls. So once you're sending it through the air, you are at the mercy of how well you set up your jump. I don't know how much R&D went into driving some of these races with a fully kitted out car. Or fully, you know, you've got your ATV all the way done. Because once I got to unlocked everything 3 stars, got the motors all the way leveled up to where we'd have double the horsepower, and just had all the best parts, this game became kind of unreasonable with how fast we could go. Like, the brakes don't keep up with how much we have to slow down in a lot of cases. It's pretty wild. And I found that the AIs, like, their quads go like 50 mile an hour because I've already driven a handful of them. There's a good example of what happens when you go off track. Whereas ours go like in the 90s on a straight line. But see, that's full turn there, and because we're on concrete or asphalt or whatever, it doesn't turn as good. We get into the mud here, the sand, it does alright, but we're using the handbrake to turn because the brake just really lets us down. You know, of a younger generation, and you're not trying to do anything other than just send your little man off the vehicles and stuff, it's okay. The free roam's neat. You can really spend quite a lot of time just bombing around the map, learning where stuff's at, and kind of just making your own tracks and stuff. And playing with a buddy would be a lot of fun to do that. Like if you guys, you know, your child has a friend or something that would like to play it, and you guys could see how bad my turning has gotten since I've hurt my quad. The physics leave a little bit to be desired. I would prefer that my quad still turn after I want to turn. The AI could use some tweaks. They're pretty stupid. I've seen the AI make some really unique driving lines and decisions. I think the rock bouncer is probably the most fun for me, just because of some of the insanity that you get involved with just going up the mountain. We're gonna go with the bigger tires on it. This is kind of a fun one, and you kind of have to take it slow in some areas. I think that's better, just instead of going full Pepega and just sending it.
1, go.
I have not found a reason to take any of the vehicles out of four-wheel differential mode, which on the D-pad you can switch what the diff does. But as you guys can see, it doesn't take much to really hurt your vehicle, which kind of sucks. Because we're barely, like, we went up 2 rocks and we are already in yellow for everything. But got third on that, or no, 6. We got 6. Nice. Let's see if we can do one better on that, just to kind of show you guys what's up. It kind of feels like ice physics in the rain, which I'm not a huge fan of. If this game was in alpha or beta, I would give it a little bit better review or opinion. I'm not in love with it. I think that there's a lot more they could do with it, but it is a far improvement from the experience I was getting before I started leveling stuff up. So I at least wanted to give the developers a real opportunity to show me parts of the game that I hadn't seen yet. And okay, so constructive criticism and feedback. The Alpine Star says current objective, place 3rd or higher in the season. Okay, cool. So I know this season I gotta get higher than 3rd for them to pay me. Got it. Awry. What am I doing for them? I don't know. I have a 6-race contract, but it doesn't really tell me what I'm supposed to be doing or what I'm agreeing to until I've already, until I'm in the race. And then sometimes even after that, it doesn't. So that's a little tedious. I'd like more information there. When it comes to the staff, the meteorologist and the geomorphologist are a joke. The inbox thing is cool for the first few days. And then this is straight up just tedious. And so this becomes delete email simulator if you just blitz through a couple of weeks, especially if you're unlocking stuff. It takes forever. The R&D portion, cool idea, not a huge fan of the execution. I don't like that you don't get to pick what you're researching. It just kind of researches it for you, and then you kind of get a roulette on what you're going to end up with, and I don't care for that so much. And so now I did that event, and my vehicle's whatever broken, so I need to pay someone to repair it. The cost of the repairs on that quad was $1,300. My net gains from that weekend was only about $4,500. If I go and I pay to have everything fixed that I broke over the weekend, like that was $2,500 to fix the bouncer, and then if I pay to have this one fixed, there's another 2 G's. It costs you more money to go out than what you make. And so for the majority of players, it's going to be a grind to research. That sucks. It's going to be a grind to unlock cars, which is part of that research. That sucks. It's a grind to unlock parts. That sucks. Like, when I buy a game and it's a simulation, give me enough bread and butter to go be competitive at the beginning. This whole play the game for 3 seasons before you can get to a level to where you have to do that is a little kind of annoying. So I don't really care for that too much. The game overall, at its current price point, I would like them to work with, Green Man Gaming, GOG, even maybe PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass or something. This game would do so much better if I actually could play online against others, because that's the component that I strive after. But at its current price point, nobody is going to pick this up. It's just, if I have $40, am I going to go grab Overpass 2? Not probably. I'm probably going to go and grab any number of other games. Do a barrel roll. Oh, so clean. Do you just want to have everything and not struggle and be able to play against the PC? Yes, I would. I would like to do that. Okay, well, we can do that for you. Like, give the option for just a streamlined version of this game, because having all the stuff unlocked makes the game considerably better, and without that being like put in front of you immediately, I think a lot of people are never going to get the full experience of what this game has to offer, because they're never going to make it that far into the video game before they get to, actually have the shit they need to make the cars go zoom. The events are fun. Driving into the crowd would be cooler. I wish we could actually do that. I wish the game would allow me to do shortcuts and stuff. Like, if I can scuff the track, let me scuff the track single player. Let me have fun with that. It's definitely not as polished as I would care for it to be at its current price point. I'd rather sell hundreds of copies at a cheaper rate to make my money than sell 10 copies at my expensive rate. Because it doesn't cost them anything to make this. Once it's digital, they're publishing in their agreements. Like, all of their money is already spent. So try to sell as many copies as possible. That'll make the game better. If they gave this game a PC version of, like, make your own tracks, mods, labs, stuff of that nature, where like the Steam community could take this and go crazy with it and add a bunch of cars, I think that would give it a lot of staying power. So it's okay. I give it maybe a 5, a 6 out of 10. 6 is generous. 5 out of 10. It's right in the middle. If you like off-road stuff, give it a couple extra points, because that's your jam. It's not my jam. And the online component is completely dead because nobody's really picking up the game and playing it right now. So that makes it a little tougher. What I would like them to do is lean into what you have here, but give me some flat-out style options. Like, give me some mini games. Let me jump the dune buggies off of a cliff. Let me see how many flips I can do in the Razor. Let me do some loops through some flaming hoops or something. Like, if there was some mini games and some jumps and some just insanity, because this game's got it. I threw myself off a couple of cliffs, but it reset me before I could get really spicy with it. I think that this would appeal to a lot of other people, and then all the other stuff that you've worked on for the sim side of things might actually get a little more attention because they showed up for the fun factor first. And so that's what I'll close with, and that's how I'll leave it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. If you stuck around this long in the review, I salute you. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.